What is up, everybody? I'm Daniel,
I am Josiah.
and today we're wasting our talent with
I'm Ell The Sarkaztik1.
And Bastard Wolf.
Back Again.
Back
For the second
again.
time.
So we finally got Elle in because of your episode for calling him out for not answering his email.
Thanks for making me check my email, man.
Oh, you're fucking welcome, bro.
So tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, I'm a producer. I make beats. I'm starting to get into doing like a little bit of the sound engineering. I see like a lot of people locally. You know, I'm just in the testing stages now. I don't really feel, you know what I mean? But I feel like I'm gaining traction there. But on the beats end, I keep it old school, the old school classic vibe. And I've been doing it for, 8-9 years. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I keep it old school. It's not like really in the new age or whatever, but it also makes it like it's a little bit tough too to find like people to work with as well, because everybody's on that, on the new wave,
Yeah.
Now, when you say keep it old school, you're not talking about the style of music. You're talking about the way you produce it, right?
Both.
Okay.
The music that I make and the style that I do it, it's all kind of old. Well, it's the way that I make it is kind of incorporates the old school and the new school. I'll use the old school like MPC, but it's a computer version that runs into a DAW. So like it's not the actual just hardware piece, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is that exactly when you say, was it NPC?
Yeah, it's an Akai drum machine.
Okay.
It's the MPC Studio. Now they have like the X. It looks like they have like it's a drum machine and it has like a iPad in it, like
Okay.
it's the screen, But it's the older version or whatever. I copped it. I've had it for a little over a year now, and that's what I use all the time.
Okay. How long have you been producing for Bastard Wolf?
Oh, man. I've known him for we've been really kicking it for a couple of years now. We really haven't done like really too much. We really haven't got too much work recorded. Mm-hmm. We've really started doing that here over the past few months. He's a very unorthodox, he's a very unorthodox artist, You kind of got to like cook it right there with him. Mm-hmm. Because if I just throw just a regular beat that's a regular structure, he's so off kilter, it's not going to, I don't think it's really going to work. Yeah. So we'll cook up right there at the spot.
Yeah.
You're like, sorry, bro.
Right?
I'm just trying to be me.
No, we've come up with like a formula for how me and him kind of work together. Specific steps that must be taken first.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's just chaos.
Right. Yeah.
Now, do you work with anybody else or just...
Yeah, I work with him. Also, Arch Jacob. I've produced we just released an album that was 100% produced by me, and we have a couple EPs that we've released in the past few years. 3 that I produced. Every beat other than like one other beat, there was another local producer. Mm-hmm. Them are my main cast of characters. Then I'll sell some beats online too, but like I like keeping it local. Like there's so much talent locally.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like these guys, we got a hotbed of talent here. We really do. And that's
nowhere for a lot of them to go to get their music produced.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, we do have a lot of producers. There is a lot of producers around that have good sound. You can almost get just about any sound that you want from a local producer out around here. You got Hash, he does, you got the Ace of Keys. I know he does more of the, keyboards and bands, but he's got some really good beats out there. You got Rockstar that's with the Blockstar crew.
Yeah.
He got some really hard trap beats. And JC Mental, there's a lot of local producers. I don't know. I kind of I'm one of those guys. I'm like, keep it local. I don't like seeing artists taking beats from YouTube and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, just get another local guy. They might not even charge you.
Yeah.
They're
just to get their product out there.
Yeah, they want to get it out.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same way. I feel like I'm kind of a late bloomer with all this because I sat back in the closet producing music for years. I never thought I was good enough, you know? I would just keep it all to myself. And it was like the first 6 years of me making music that I literally barely showed anybody. And then I got enough balls to throw it on Instagram, and people were like, yo, this is dope.
Yeah.
And then I realized, I was like, well, shit, I got a catalog of beats that's years old just sitting there, you know? So, yeah, I mean, like, nobody, like, I think maybe people have probably maybe heard, I don't know, maybe like an eighth of what all beats I even got.
So how does the whole, because I've never really understood it from like my perspective, but getting beats offline, so say like Bastard Wolf gets a beat offline and he pays for it. Is he the only person that can buy that beat, or can other artists get that too?
Depends on how it's bought. There's two different ways. You can do exclusive rights where that beat is in that artist, that only that artist, you know, can do with what they want. Also on the back end, it's not like, because a lot of producers are under the assumption that after you sell that beat, that's the only money that you get is what you sold it for. And that's not the case. If, you know, whenever you sell it on BeatStars, it actually writes a legal binding contract that everything, like all royalties and everything, is stated right there in legal paperwork.
So the producer gets a portion of any sales from it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a statute of limitations on that where after like 10, 15 years it just goes?
I don't know. I
mean, that's a good point though. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. I know the very basics. There's some people, because there's so much misinformation out there. That's why people are just like, they just assume things. I don't know. Look, you got social media. Anybody can share anything, you know. And then, but you can also do the beat leases. That's where somebody will get that beat. They'll record it, but also anybody else, you can just keep selling that beat over and over and over again. And then also it has like limitations on a lease. Like you can only do so many live performances of that beat. You can only so then you have to release it. And you know what I mean? So there's a lot to it. There really is.
So it sounds to me like the best option would be to find somebody like you, a producer that can help you write your own beats instead of buying it online. It seems like a lot of crap to go through. I mean, obviously, you know, if he's selling his stuff, you're going to get a portion of it, whatever. But at least you know that person.
Yeah. I like it. I like what I do with these guys locally because, like, it's building something. I'm not looking at this as, you know, I'm not looking at Bastard Wolf and saying, oh, F you, pay me, like Jay-Z, right? No, I'm looking at him like, hey, you know what? These guys, I can kind of invest in them getting better as well. You know, as their producer, and like they're kind of your investment projects, you know. I'm not really worried about, you know, how much he's going to give me for a beat. Like, we're boys, you know what I mean?
Because the better that he does, the better you do.
The better I'm going to do, yeah. It's same with Jacob, too. And, like, I mean, it's to the point now where it's, like, things are we've got a nice little fan base built, and they like what the sound that we got. We've carved it. It took us years to do it, but we've got it. And now it's like, I mean, we're looking as far as like getting into an LLC and stuff like that, actually like looking at real ways of getting this cash flowing, you know what I mean? Because things are starting to pop on that end as well, on Jacobs with some of the stuff we've been doing. Yeah. Some of the content we got out there, like the video work is just crazy. I don't know how, and it's all independent. He does all the video work, all the mixing, mastering, and I just do the beats, you know what I mean? And it works, man. You know, we got a good thing going.
I like the sound of that, though, where you are creating your own fan base and sound. Because you think about, like, West Coast sound or Atlanta sound. Now there's a building West Virginia sound, and I think that's pretty cool.
Right. We, you know, but, like, this... Like the building West Virginia sound, I'd say it's a diverse sound. There's so many. I mean, look at how many different artists you guys have interviewed and all the different sounds. I like that, but I think that just one place having a particular sound might be kind of in the past with how many. I mean, there's so many different artists out now that not, you know, New York used to have that New York sound. Now New York, everybody does the same shit that everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? So it's not everybody else has their own sound, but I mean, as far as like keeping it in a particular area, I kind of keep it in a particular era, so to say, not an area. You know what I mean?
So what type of, like, if you could, like an era, what exactly, like, how would you describe that?
So I had a epitome a couple weeks ago. I found an old CD case that I had back when I was in high school, right? And I started listening to all the mixed CDs I had, and I noticed something that damn near every beat was produced by either DJ Premier or Alchemist. And I was never really into the thought process of a music producer back then, but I was like, damn, like looking at what I listened to back then, like they really carved out the sound that I have today. That's what inspired me and influenced it. But like, it was always such a subliminal thing, you know what I mean? I never thought about it until I actually listened to it. I was like, wow, these guys really did pave the way for me, you know?
Yeah.
So that's anything Primo, anything Alchemist at late 90s to early 2000s boom bap. And you're seeing it more of today too. Griselda Records, you know what I mean? You got like Benny the Butcher and those guys, and they got Derringer producing their beats. They're kind of carving out the same type of way that Alchemist did back then. So I see it making a little bit of a comeback.
Yeah.
You know?
So are you looking for, like, so you say you're wanting to start like an LLC, like a business, you want to do this. Now, one, do you have your own studio, and are you looking for more artists right now to work with?
Well, the LLC part, that's something that actually Jacob's wanting to put me on his half. Like, he's looking at doing a lot, like, he's doing a lot of the, I don't know exactly, like, all the logistics of that. And honestly, I think he just wants to keep me just like, hey, man, just do what you do best, making the beats, right? I'm like, cool. Like, I wish that's all I would ever have to do, right? I'm always looking for artists to work with, too, especially around here. If I respect you as an artist or whatever, like, whenever we're at the functions, all the shows, I'm always talking with all the artists and always networking and letting them know if they ever need it, just hit me up. And I'll, you know, give me what vibes you're looking for, and I'll see what I got in my arsenal, and I'll send it your way, and let's make something happen. Or I can come out your place and do a beat for you. Right now, I don't have a studio set up. Actually, I'm once I here later this year, me and my girl are getting our own house, and I already got like. It's something that's been like passed down through the family, so I'm already in the works. So, okay, this room's gonna be my studio. I got all like the equipment and stuff, and I'm having my cousin come in from Delaware that he's gonna do like soundproofing and stuff for me. And I want a custom producer desk built because like workflow is such an important thing. You know, it really is. Like, I don't like to have to keep moving stuff, you know? I mean, I saw how you set up this podcast. You literally pressed 2 buttons. It looked like it was effortless because you got a nice little setup for your workflow. It's what it's all about. So I'm looking at as far as getting a custom desk built and all that. And that's whenever it's going to get even more serious, whenever I start recording some people. So, like, right now, I'm really looking, you know, I'm really just learning, you know, more of the vocal mixes because it's a whole different monster than just producing beats, you know. And there's a lot of good influences locally for that around here. You look at what, you know, Pat Hall's doing. You know, I mean, everything that comes out of his lab is crystal clear. You got Patrick Croak that does some amazing work. And, like, Arch Jacob, he's even doing his own vocal mixes now. And, like, I want to learn from these guys so I can physically see it and I see what their product is. That's something that you can't get just from a YouTube tutorial, you know? So that's kind of the, you know, I'm just going to keep learning until I get the physical layout, and then boom, it's on. I imagine once all that comes to fruition, it'll be all good, you know? The learning portion and all the stuff will all be good. So
one suggestion, which is what we're going to be doing in here, smack my microphone, Rockwool.
Oh, okay.
For soundproofing, it's insulation. but you can get it and you can look at the specs and it gives you the specs on what frequencies it cuts out. And the guy who produces my band's music in Bridgeport, that's what we use.
Okay.
And it's crazy how much sound it cuts out. Cause like these panels like this cut out like a little bit of high frequency, but they're just basically for looks.
Right.
But Rockwell, look into it and it'll change your life. 'Cause we're going to get it in here because it'll kill all the echo.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Ain't that wild?
And
Like
it's cheaper than this shit too.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. Yep. It's like, I think for 4 foot, I think it's 4 foot by 2 foot panels that are 2 inches thick. I think you can get 6 sheets of them for like $30.
Wow.
Something like that. But you have to drive up to Washington, PA to get it.
Hey.
But I mean, to save
It's not
money.
that far.
No. Yeah.
It's actually clocer to me. I live right across the PA border.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
There you know what I mean? That's nothing for me.
Sounds
But
like going to Kingwood or some shit.
yeah. But you always got to look, you always got to scratch the surface because everybody, everybody tell you, oh, hey, man, everybody got these panels. Every studio picture you see got these panels, so that shit ought to work, right? But it's not really.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really like a lot of studios have these panels up because like for like the walls, I mean, it does cut down a little bit of the high end, and then the thicker ones are better. But I think like most studios have like actual good insulation behind the walls too to help with it as well.
Right.
But I don't really know too much about it. This was my sister's old apartment. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, we're just gonna
Those
eventually
panels
get it.
are very good aesthetically. They look cool.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
They do.
You got it.
Right.
That's part of the.
That's part of the
thing.
studio experience.
Yeah.
Though.
Exactly.
You don't want to like, and that's what really kills me because like my setup, like right now, like I make beats just in me and my girl's bedroom right now. I got my table set up. I got I got all my shit just right there, and but like. Dude, it don't matter how good your studio looks as far as like the music that you make. Like, I mean, some of the best music out there was probably made in like the trashiest looking thing, you know?
Basement.
We got to think like Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
Like they were recording out of the basement, and I believe somebody had told me that they still, whenever they do anything, they do it because they want that sound.
Yeah.
Because that's
Oh,
their
yeah.
sound. You don't
Yeah.
want to change that and go to a big overproduced
Right.
studio.
I just couldn't imagine hearing like ODB's vocals like that clear as what you hear with music today,
Yep.
And I like that vintage sound too, I mean, me and him's got some tracks where like the recordings weren't really the best, but it does have like that vintage, like exactly, it kind of gave me that Wu-Tang 36 Chambers vibe. And I kind of like that. Like, heck, man, whenever I make a beat and the sample has a vinyl scratch in it and you hear it, like, that's good news to me. People are like, oh, they're like, that's not clear. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's going to, like, make it more grimy. So, that's
people
cool.
are too concerned about having like the best product. It's like sometimes not the cleanest, clearest product is the best because you go to, like, I mean, a lot of studios will have that sound that they give to you.
Right.
But if it's not your sound, then why do it? Why pay that money to do it if it's not what you're looking for?
I think that takes away from your live performance too. If you're so perfect on the recording and then people show up and you don't hit that note or that beat's a little off or whatever, then people are like, that wasn't
Right.
That wasn't the same.
Absolutely. Yeah, so like, I mean, and plus too with in the day and age that we're at with all the plugins and stuff like that, you can get it to sound right, It's not like it used to be. You don't have to run it on a tape reel.
Nothing to worry about that.
Yeah, everything's digital, so you can really get a crisp sound if you got the right tools. And like beat making's the same way. Like, dude, my mix back in the day, the high frequencies would pierce your ears. They were so terrible. But like I had to have like other music producers hear that and tell me, hey, dude, you suck. Like, I needed to hear that because like just third parties that didn't know nothing about it, they were telling me that's good. Like it just kept me like, oh, okay, this is a
Don't want
good
to hurt your
product.
feelings.
It may be, or they thought it was good. I don't know, but like that would never keep you getting better. You know what I mean? You never thought about focused on elevating. And now I'm kind of in a different realm because like now I got, a lot of people have heard my music and I even got some producers. Like the other day we were at a show here in Fairmont and I ran into Xavier, and he's such a talented musical artist. I mean, have you ever seen him play? Like he's Van Gilder's keyboardist. He's in Kwai, and he's like, dude, you're such a dope producer. And I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, dude, I think you're better than me. You know, I mean, I'm humble about it. I don't get a big head about this stuff, you know. And I mean, some of these guys that are telling me, like, I have a hard time because I think I could be so much better. You know, I'm always looking to get better.
Well, the second that you think that you're good, that's whenever you peak.
Fall. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's you know, you always have to strive to be better.
Yeah.
You know, even if like you know that you're the best in this area, there's somebody out there that's better.
Yeah,
Somebody
there's always going to be somebody that's bigger and badder, and I don't ever want to think of it from, because I mean, dude, we're all so different, right? And you know, like in these beat battles and stuff like that, like just because like you win like a beat battle against somebody may not be like that you're a better producer than them, you know. I mean, it's good that we have these things, because like it's actually giving the producers love, you know, and that's what we're really looking for. It's not like a thing like, hey, I'm better than you. It's not like that at all.
I mean, who judges those though? 'Cause it's got to be, you know,
Simon Cowell.
people's preferences too.
Well, we have them at 1, 2, 3, and we'll have like a dope, you know, it'll be like a dope show. Then we'll have some beat battles in it, and we have Christy Zachary's one of the people. She's you know, I know she knows her music quite well. You know, I mean, I've never disagreed on her with anything. And then they have a crowd vote, and there's usually somebody else that might be actually the last beat battle they had to use my girl as one of the judges. Dude, she could be
in your direction, or
well, I wasn't performing.
Oh, you weren't performing.
Yeah, if I'm a guest, I would not want her to judge mine. But dude, she's rough. She don't play no games. Chandler knows.
I ain't saying shit. Love you, sis.
Is she hard on you?
Oh, very. Yeah.
You need that though.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
It's great, babe. Keep it up.
Yeah. Well, she don't like hip hop music really for the most part. She likes country and stuff like that. So
man.
That's like we're opposite end of the spectrum.
We're on so opposite sides of the spectrum with music. But then again, like she's that outside person that can give you a little bit of a good, you know what I mean?
How's she feel about Old Town Road?
She hates it.
Thank God.
She hates
Somebody
Old
else
Town
hates
Road.
With that comment, apparently Nelly's new album is going to be executive produced by Florida Georgia Line.
Really?
Oh my!
So
I didn't even know that Nelly was still doing stuff.
Neither did I. I just
Like
saw it pop
Old
up.
Town Road really wasn't like the first country song to have them trap
no.
elements. I've been hearing more and more of that.
It's the new thing.
What was that big one like back in the day? It was Nelly and
Florida Georgia Line.
Was it them?
Yeah.
You sure? I
Pretty
thought he
sure.
did something with Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw? Yeah.
Is that what it? Because it was before Florida Georgia Line was ever a thing.
Oh shit! Well, then he did it twice. Or
Yeah,
more.
because that was a
Yeah.
while ago. That was years ago. I
Yeah.
remember that.
I feel like that's going to be the sound of 2020. Like right now, unless
Yeah.
we drastically change course, because people are.
They're feeling it.
This needs to
It's
be
selling.
stopped right now.
Yeah. Nah, for real. Like I don't know. Like if it's the right person, maybe. I don't know. I'd like to see maybe like there was this acoustic artist that did this song with this guitar, and she had hit up Jacob saying that she wanted to do a collaboration. Like the song I listened to with her, it was like old school country sound, and you know what I'm saying, with like the only guitar and her singing. I was like, dude, I could sample that and turn that into something like a boom bap type way. Now that might be different, you know what I'm saying? But like the trap vibes with the country, and dude, they sampled 9 Inch Nails on Old Town Road. I think I'm almost certain that was the sample.
I've never listened to the full thing.
Yeah,
Because I won't, so I couldn't answer that.
I feel like blending trap and country together is just like the biggest hypocrisy in the world. Can we just point that out?
Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
it's like
literally, typically the folks that listen to each genre would be against each other.
right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody goes to the country to get away from the city. You know, people that go to the city, they ain't fucking with the country.
Well, here's
So it's like,
here's where you're getting at with that though, is with the listeners, is that you're hitting that line that's right in between which is the pop, the kid, like probably the high school kids and stuff, and then you're getting a few on each side of the spectrum, like. But a few of those listeners that listen to country, and then a few of those hip hoppers that like the song, and then it just like you got so many people that like, you know what I mean? That's what I think it is.
I mean, that made his whole life. He just put out a song with Cardi B, I think.
Yeah.
So he's
literally a year ago, I had more followers than that dude.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it just goes to show you how
Just
if
takes
you
one.
promote a song, or if the right person hears one of your songs, like. You can be up out of this neighborhood, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't ever really want to leave, though, too. Like,
you bring the neighborhood over.
Yeah, like
bring everybody with
like
you.
where I live. Like people have asked me, they're like, "Dude, if you ever make it big in music, would you ever?" I was like, "Nah, dude, this is my home. Like I got my house. I don't need." You know what I mean? Like it's all a dream. Like, come on now. I mean, like 2%. Yeah, right. Like 1% of aspiring musicians probably get to that level anyway.
What's that?
And it's not even really like that's not really the end all be all for me. I just like making music, man. I just love it.
That's the way I am too. Like
God.
That's what I'm. Oh, that was one of the questions I had in my head. Where you're passionate about music and a certain style of music, but where Daniel may have picked up a guitar when he started into music. What was your deciding factor where you were like sitting down, like, hey, I want to create?
It was kind of like a fluke how it happened, to be real with you. Like, whenever I started making music, I was living, me and my roommate, we got hooked up with a free cracked version of Fruity Loops, and we were like, hey, man, let's, like, see. And we started, like, making some beats and stuff, and we both got big into it. Actually, here and there, he still produces. He's, you know what I mean? He's still doing his thing, and I don't know, dude. It just hit a gear with me, you know. My old lady didn't like it because it took time away from her, but I feel like it was something that was necessary in my life because I was at that stage, 22, 23, 24. You think of a lot of people that are, especially in my neighborhood, that could, you got so many drugs and stuff like that. Really, I think a lot of the problem is that we have to master our time. And being from West Virginia, so, in the heroin epidemic area itself, I think a lot of those people just don't have. There's just nothing to do with their time. So drugs is really what filled that void, and music was that to me, And I just did it as a hobby there, and then really what kicked it off is that in 2017, Eric Jordan started following me on Instagram, and he hit me up, and he's like, dude, he said, I'd like to do like a producer showcase. He said, would you be down to come out to 123 Pleasant Street? And I was like, well, hell yeah, that'd be awesome, man. And ever since then, it just kick-started, dude. Like, everything has just skyrocketed with me, and I owe it all to him, man. Like, I mean, him, Chandler, Jacob, these people, like, I've surrounded myself with music-wise. The team, that's a necessity, too.
Oh, yeah.
Can't ever be done on your own, man. Like, I feel like I've surrounded myself with such good people that, like, I mean, there's no way that good shit can't just keep coming. Like, it's really good team. And then also, like, the community itself, how we support one another. Like, I just love the camaraderie with it.
That's one thing I've noticed from this show is where we'll have a hip-hop artist on, and they talk about themselves a little bit, but they're like, man, you should hear this guy. What about this producer from the area? And you guys are all selling each other stuff.
Heck
like,
yeah.
you're all fans of each other. It's not like battles back and forth. Like,
It's
I'm
not.
better than him. He's like...
I don't want to see it get like that neither, you know what I mean? Because, like, if somebody doesn't particularly, like, if they're a music artist that doesn't, if they just do trap music and they don't necessarily get on my boom bap vibes, then, I mean, I don't have no reason to hate them. Like, dude, I'm still rooting for that part. It don't matter if we make the same exact music. Like, there's so many people that I look at and I'm like, man, I look at what's going on across the industry, and I feel like any of these people could really reach the, you know what I mean? They really could. They really could. And I would hope that if something did happen with one of these people, that if they, that they would try, if they showed me love or whatever, they would do the same. You know what I mean? Maybe get one of my beats out there or hop on something, but. I mean, I believe in them that much, though, that anybody could really take off. I mean, it's a fact.
There's, from this area, like just the music in general, like not even just the hip hop, but like the bands and stuff around here, to me are better than what's being played like mainstream anyway.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it's more heartfelt. It's, it's just better.
My Spotify playlist it barely even has... mainstream art. It's a lot of local groups. Like that's why I love that everybody is on major platforms too, because like you can listen to them all. And I love that, dude. I do.
Yeah, especially with the hip hop, like the way hip hop has kind of gone mainstream, like right now, like the way the sound and stuff, I'm just not a fan of.
Nah,
Just
not
not
at
a
all.
fan of,
It's like no skills involved. I look at the freshman class. And I'm just like, oh, man. You know what? I don't even give it a chance. If they have Lil in front of their name, like, I will not listen. I'm not even giving you a chance,
Yep.
It's just crazy, And I mean, and then I see actual people that'll hop on those beats and actually do lyrical stuff, but it gets passed to the wayside. And, like, I feel with what the artists that I work with, I don't think that we're going for like that mainstream, you know what I mean? I don't think we're going for that mainstream success neither. And that's another, like, I'd like to go and I see what like Marco Polo and Master Ace is doing with a Brooklyn Story album. Like they got so much love international. Like they're doing like tours over in like Belgium and all these European countries and stuff. And, I'd like to be there. You know what I mean? I wouldn't like to be like selling out these huge shows in America. Like I'd like to like go see the world a little bit. Cause like in Europe, man, that like they love boom bap music over there, and I get a lot of love from over there, like just on my Instagram, like Switzerland. I got a couple people that hit me up all the time. They're like, dude, I love your beats. And I just had one that hit me up the other day from New Zealand, like all these like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't even worried about really getting too much local love anymore. You know what I mean? 'Cause I got all these people from, it's just wild.
It's bizarre how stuff like that happens where a band that might not be known too well in the States and then they're at the top of Japan's charts.
Yeah.
Or just something weird. Like, well, I guess we have to go tour in Japan.
The money's not just here, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can kind of carve your own lane. That's what people don't. That's what people don't understand. Like whenever they say, "Oh, I'm a musician," like they think you're trying to be like the next Taylor Swift or something. Like, nah, dude. Like that's not it. But that's what the ultimate dream is to me. And like, I look up to Marco Polo. He's like one of my favorite producers, and he actually hit me up personally. He got me talked into actually buying the drum machine that I bought. The one that I was looking at was like $400 more expensive, and I was like, oh, man, I got to have it just because it looks cooler. But he's like, nah, dude. He said, this one does the same thing. He said, it's cheaper. He said, you'll be thanking me later. And, like, this is a guy, like, first off, like, you're telling me this, like, you're kind of like a god to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking to a celebrity right now in my eyes. I'm like, dude, I got to go with you then. You know what I mean? I got to get that drum machine, and I got to, I appreciate that he gave me that advice because he saved me a couple $100.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the same thing with the sound dampening. You get in talk with amongst your peers and you learn things that I don't have to spend. I don't have to waste money on that.
Yeah. They want you to, man. They just want you to waste money on shit,
Next year we're coming out with the foam 5000. Stops all the sound.
Just like one of those sensory deprivation chambers.
Yeah.
We're just going to record that.
Yeah. Okay.
Like one of those rooms where you can like hear your heartbeat or whatever.
That'd be fucking terrifying. It's like, hey, cut the fucking beat off.
Yeah.
I did. That's your fucking heartbeat. Oh. What?
And
Like, no.
And like with me though, like I'm a purist with hip hop. I'm a fan of all other genres too. Like other than country, I really that's the thing.
Same
And like with some of like the hardcore, like some of the metal bands, like dude, the musicality that some of those dudes got,
It's insane.
it's just like, wow, mind blowing. Like I just don't see how somebody wouldn't have an appreciation for that. Now, some of the screaming stuff can be a little overbearing with some, but still I try to listen to like the elements
music,
that I like.
yeah.
Yeah, the music that I like. And with a producer, I have to like so many different genres of music because I'm sampling music.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
I can't play music for shit, dude. I'm terrible. I really am. Like, and that's another element that I want to get better at is the live sound. I'd like to learn, music theory and stuff, because I mean, like people are telling me like I'm a good producer. Like people that know music theory to a T are telling me I'm a good producer and I don't even know it. I guess it just goes to prove that you don't have to. You can just do whatever, But I do want to learn that stuff. I want to get me like one of the big motif keyboards or whatever and start learning on that.
What's the hardest kind of music to produce, at least from
a producer aspect?
Because I feel like rap has that bass beat, and it might even sound a little similar to a metal breakdown.
Yeah.
Or I feel like there's similarities, and then there's got to be something that's
In
just
my eyes,
no idea how to do that.
It would be that like the hardcore rock. I see I'll watch like Pat's Instagram story. I see some of the music that he's like, some of the rock stuff. I'm like, dude, how does he even make that? To me, hip hop is just so essential. It's the easiest to me, but I imagine it's just what I'm accustomed
That's
to.
what you know.
Yeah, it's just what I know. I mean, trap beats are very easy to me. Like after I'm almost to the point of retiring from them, like I just don't enjoy them, like making them anymore. But boom bap, and even like asking him, he hates throwing beats up in front of me that have a sample because I'm such a nerd with this shit that I will pick out the sample and then I'll go flip it 10 times better than what that producer did just to prove a point. Yeah.
Okay, so fun fact. This motherfucker right here has unknowingly stopped the production of like 2 or 3 fucking albums. I'll say albums and mixtapes because I was like, dude, check out this. And I'll just like go through the playlist and show him. He's like, nope, heard that sample. Hey, I sampled that. It's actually better. Plays it real quick. Oh, well, fuck you, Elliot.
I'm ridiculous with this. I get actually the shirt I'm wearing, the Producer's Corner. This is a group on Facebook, 30,000 strong. It's a Facebook group. I don't know if they're all producers, probably just people but there's a big band, probably about, I'd probably say there's probably 200 to 400 active producers on there. I mean, literally, my Facebook timeline went from everybody arguing about politics to nothing but beats getting cooked up.
That's so much better.
Love it. Oh my gosh, man. Like I'm tired of hearing all this shit, but here's all these beats and I get to see all these different workflows. But every week these guys do a beat battle where they put the sample up and anywhere from 60, 70 to 100, I've seen like 120 producers flip the same sample. And they have judges with that, and it's all done online, and it's dope, man.
Huh.
Like I came 5th out of like 85 one week.
Oh, wow.
But dude, there's some dope producers on there. I mean, like Knots, who's some other people that follow, Lord Finesse. Like there's some like actual like real deal legends that are following that movement there, and I don't know. I feel like that's another doing that networking.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I get like the ultimate. Going towards other music producers ain't the ultimate fan base, but you gain respect if you garner respect in that actual crowd. Because I mean, there are some amazing producers, and I feel like they've challenged me throughout the years too to get better.
Yeah.
Because I try to enter in one of them beat battles at least once a month, and they really, I mean, from a sample you wouldn't necessarily, mess with to like, oh shit, I gotta make a beat out of this. Let me challenge myself.
Yeah.
And that shit will make you come up. You know what I mean?
Well, that and getting like the criticism, like constructive criticism from other producers too.
Yes.
Like this was good, or like try this next time, or stuff like that. I mean,
that helps you out
yeah.
a lot. And now I got a lot of respect from those guys, you know, because I've been really, you know, fuck with them for a long time.
Yeah.
And
your name's out there.
my
so
name's
when
out there more.
they might need someone or they're in your area, they
Well,
look you up.
they see also. I mean, these and it ain't just in America. Like these people are worldwide. But another thing, I share a lot of the stuff we do in Morgantown there, and a lot of those producers are like, "Yo, dude, your area got it going on." I was like, "Bro, come on! Like,
Yeah.
I'd like to get some more producers involved with
Come
this. Let's
through.
go. Yeah, come through. We'll get you. You know, we'll get you in the showcase or the beat battle and get you in there. You know."
I feel like Facebook has evolved because people did get tired of all the political debates, and now
Oh, yeah.
groups within the last couple of years, I feel like that's all I do.
Yeah.
I'll go to a fan group, like just look up, oh, I'm in a pro wrestling fan group, or I'm in this band's fan group, and then you can change your timeline up just by
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like it's
Get the
done a
negative
total
out.
180. Yeah, man. And ultimately, like, I don't think politics, like, I shouldn't give a shit, like, what you guys think of, like, because, I mean, that's what you personally think of, man. Like, that's, like, my grandparents, you didn't mention politics around them people. Like, they would get pissed, you know? It was politics and religion. And, like, I see why. Like, now
Oh, yeah.
people just talk about it, and it's such a public forum. Now it's like, I can't deal with it.
Yeah.
Back to the beats,
yeah,
baby.
music's all about bringing people together.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what it's all about. Because I probably have differing political views on it than everybody, but you know what, dude? Like, I don't care. It's all love. Let's just like in the song that me and Jacob just released. You know, I think that song could like resonate with everybody. You know what I mean? Like, it don't matter if you're like going through like, you know, trials and tribulation with your love life or just whatever situation. Like, I think that song can resonate, and that's what type of music, you know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
What's the name of the song?
Let's talk.
Let's talk. And
Yeah.
is it out now?
It's out. Yeah, it's on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. We got the album on Spotify, and here over the past few months before we release this album, like, we've gotten on some Spotify playlists, and
Oh,
like,
nice.
plays were really getting up
Yeah.
there. So I was like, oh shit, like the album we got is just amazing.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm
How do
ready
you-
to see what happens down the road.
How do you get on Spotify playlists? Like, how
I
is
have
that?
no
You just-
clue. I don't know. I know, like,
People just add you.
people just
Well,
add
I
you,
mean,
I
you know, you
guess.
Yeah.
But you gotta
So-
like, there's got to be a starting point.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know
there's
what I
gotta be-
mean.
yeah.
I'll have to ask Jacob, and like, I'll have to ask him how he like maybe some playlists do like different open submissions or something. Maybe.
I'll have to check in because I don't have Spotify, so I don't know much about it. But our singer does. We're trying to get ours on.
Yeah.
So because we just released a new single about a month and a half ago. So
Dope.
yeah.
Well, let me know like whenever it is, because like I got premium Spotify, so like
Yeah, well,
that's what me and the old lady listen to.
It's up now.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, we released it, but trying to get it like on, and out there.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
We've got like a couple hundred listens.
Right.
That's
It's
about it.
different. You used to be able to try to call a radio station, submit
Yeah.
it. Now you got to
Yeah.
find a way to get on a playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I even tried to get on like, how they do the WCLG, like the local band stuff.
Yeah.
They never contacted me back, but they like took Folmsby's stuff like as soon as it released, and mine's been 2 months. It's like, okay.
You need to just go with the boombox outside their window.
Right? Yeah. Hey, if you ain't gonna
So-
listen to me, here you go. And that's a little like, because like, I mean, heck, that's supposed to be something to really help. But are a lot of people really even listening to the radio anymore? Anyway,
don't listen
Is
at
it an
all.
avenue that you really want to go through anymore?
Yeah, it's-
I listen to podcasts and Spotify. And
But then
that's
on
it.
the other hand, on that too, is that how many different scams are out there saying, "Hey, we'll get you on this spot. Pay us this." Like, dude, probably 75% of the stuff you see out there is a scam in
yeah.
the first place. So like, that's tough. I'm very hard with my dollar because I mean, like, dude, like, I mean, heck. We all got to live, right? So like, I can't just throw money, to
Yeah.
promote stuff. So like, I'm very iffy because I've seen so many people get burnt. I'm very iffy on where I'll throw money at,
Yeah.
What's like now with the whole, you pay X amount, get your song mixed and mastered in like
Yeah.
a few hours, or like there's an app or some shit. It's like,
Is that real? Like,
Yeah.
how does that?
even
I've never heard a
even
song.
CD Baby does it. It's like get your song like mixed and mastered for like $119 or something. I don't remember the price of it in like 24 hours. It's like I've sat through that process and it takes weeks.
You can't just have a
No.
computer doing
Yeah,
that.
it's all computer generated, and they just like and send it, and it's no.
That's where we're at
Yeah.
in this society, you know?
It's like, and if you do that, like, I'm sorry, but your product's not going to be good.
Right.
Yeah, it's just
Right.
not. Like,
I mean, there might be the few that do hit it that
Yeah.
like got lucky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
But
maybe like for like an acoustic, just a guitar,
yeah.
but not a full band mix. Like, there's no way.
Right,
Or even
right.
like beats and stuff like that. Like, it's not going to sound the way you want it to sound.
Too
And
many
there's-
elements.
Yeah.
Yeah, too many elements. Plus, too, you got so many plugins that are readily available and affordable nowadays, too. You know what I mean? Like, you really can do it yourself. And then we have so many people locally, you be like, hey, man, can I bounce this off you? Give me your idea. You know, or I'd rather pay a local engineer the money, bam, right there, you know?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that goes, you know what I mean? I'm all about the local, man. Keep them going, you know?
Yeah. Like with the podcast stuff, I use all but one of Logic's preset plugins. The only plugin that I use that's not is FabFilter.
Okay, okay.
Everything else is just the preset
That
stuff.
fab
and
filter is
it's
good,
dope.
too.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I've seen
So,
that, yeah.
Yeah, if you want a digital EQ, definitely.
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with
Yeah,
that one. I like
it's-
the EQ that I got, like the stock and FL is like very good though. Like it
Yeah.
satisfies me. It satisfies me. So like I'm like there. I'm like I don't really need
Yeah.
to throw the money if I got something that I like already. You know.
Yeah, and just for an EQ, I mean, it's a couple $100.
But it's
not
worth
super
it.
cheap, but yeah, it's
It is
definitely
worth it, yeah.
Because like I can, with the Logic's EQ, like you get so many, like you can cut out so many things. Then you just got to add another EQ on top of it if there's more stuff you need to cut. This
Yeah.
you've got, and with FabFilter, it'll show you where your problem areas are.
no
Frequencies.
way.
It's got like a little, below the actual thing, it'll show you like, flash up in red where it's like, this frequency's peaking. That is
Nice.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I saw Big Germ up at ID Labs using it, and I saw him like mixing a song for an artist I know up there in Pittsburgh, and that was the first actual like real deal studio experience that I got to actually seeing somewhere like Wiz and like Mac Miller have like
Oh, yeah.
recorded up there, and seeing somebody like Big Germ who's done stuff with like heck, I think he's done work with like the Kendrick Lamars of the world
wow.
and stuff. Like he's a very big name, and just seeing his workflow and just how effortless he looks that he made it. And I was like, he was using that fab filter. I was like, damn, check this out. But yeah, it was cool because like my boy was up there and he recorded a joint to one of the beats I did. It was like literally one of the best beats I ever made. And then he was recording a track where he was doing he was doing a feature with a dude named Kizzle up there, and it was just dope seeing some of these heavy hitters up in the Berg area. And then like whenever they played my song, the dude looked at me, he said, "Yo, you made that beat?" And he's like, he immediately pulled out his phone. He wanted to take my information down
Oh,
right
nice.
there.
That's
You
cool.
know what
That's
I
a
mean?
good feeling.
That
Yeah.
is, dude. I was like, whoa, these
Yep.
heavy hitters are feeling my shit. Like I wasn't expecting that, So that was pretty cool.
yeah.
I don't know, that type of stuff right there will like give you the mustard to just keep it going
Yeah.
there, man.
Yeah, it's nice whenever somebody that you look up to,
Yeah.
will take and look at your stuff and they enjoy it.
Right.
And you can tell that they're not just bullshitting you.
Yeah.
So a lot of those people, like the producers that I know they'll be like, this needs change, that needs change. And that's what irritates me about people coming to me for advice with music and stuff. I've had a couple of friends like, hey, check out this mix. And I'm
Right.
like, well, this is a little off, that's a little off. And they're like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and suck your dick.
No.
Like you wanted criticism. Here's a
Here it
criticism.
is. Do something with
Yeah.
it. Like you can take it one or two ways. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Like, and I mean, if it's somebody that really knows their shit, then I'm going to take that advice and work with it and be like, because dude, like everybody wants to act like they're already the best. Like, dude, you don't know the science. You don't, everybody got room to learn. And also too, like the fact that just somebody even like showing you love in a public forum, like it's so weird with the music industry and stuff, because like somebody that technically like has like more followers than you or that's bigger than you, like it's like they can't be seen showing you love on your shit. Like, have you ever noticed that? Ain't that the weirdest thing ever? Like, I've even had artists that hit me up personally, be like, "Yo, man, I know I didn't comment on this beat, but like I really liked it." Like they DM me and tell me, I'm like, "What the fuck
can't
is up
comment
with
on
that?"
it?
It's so weird, like how shit like that is. that was a shocker to me. But it is. There's so many levels to this shit. It's so weird.
Yeah, you can't show up to the little guy. It looks like you're chilling out for your friends.
Right? It's like here I am mingling amongst the peasants.
That's like when we released our single, like, none of the local bands around here shared it or anything like that, which, that kind of hurts me a little bit, everybody that's listening, because this whole podcast is to help you guys out. But anyway, we won't get into that subject. But the bands, the bands that I'm friends with from out of state all shared it.
Yeah.
Like we had Reign of Z from Pittsburgh, the metal band. They shared it. My buddies and I Fight Fail from Ohio. They shared it, and they're
they got a nice following too.
Yep.
See, that's even probably doper because probably the local people that they probably all fuck with the same exact people anyway. So like that was something that I was more like, because like I come from Greene County, PA. I mean, shit, dude. I think there's like maybe like 15,000, maybe 10,000 people in the whole county itself. Probably even less than that. I'm probably like over exexaggerating.
Probably about 100 computers.
Yeah. And like here I was like, like whenever I had shows and I was on like a flyer, then I'd like go and like know local people. I mean, Morgantown's really only like 20 minutes away from where I live, and I was like, man, it's pretty fucked up that nobody like comes here and shows me love. But then I was like, well, really, why do I need these people? I was like, I don't need them. You know what I mean? Like here I am getting love from people in New Zealand and stuff. Like, dude, I don't need them. If they. At the time, whenever they actually do show you love, it's to the point you've already made, and they're just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And like at that point. But I ain't from like a hip hop friendly area. I don't think really all of West Virginia, technically, you can really say it's hip hop friendly.
Yeah.
I guess it's becoming more open. You got Morgantown's more of the college area, so it's more, you got a diverse crowd. So like, but like in my area, like there's not one venue that I would ever throw a hip hop show at. So like, why am I worried about garnering their support? Like,
it's hard to get people to show up in this area.
It is.
You got to think like public transportation is non-existent. You can't get from Fairmont to Morgantown.
Yeah. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah, like if you live in Morgantown, like I don't even think there's anything there.
I mean, there's
is there an Uber in Morgantown?
There's Uber, Lyft, and
I've seen
bus
some
lines
Ubers and Lyfts. Yeah,
you take the PRT.
You might as well just walk. But like I think that's one of the bigger issues is that everything's so spread out. All like Clarksburg, Bridgeport, Fairmont, Morgantown. Like you want to drive from Clarksburg to go to 123 to a show. You want to have a couple beers. Like you've got to. I mean, that's a 45-minute drive.
Heck yeah.
And now you don't have to drink at a show, but a lot of people they use that as an excuse. Like I can't drink if I go out. It's like who cares?
Right.
It's like it's
get
West
you a
Virginia.
DD. I don't drink at all,
Yeah,
so I'll DD. I'll drive everybody home. I don't want to see them.
Let me get your information.
Josiah is always playing DD for people.
I am. I know.
It's
It's great.
crazy. He's like, we'll be like playing video games online, and he's just like, "Hey, I gotta go. A friend needs me." To go
You know what though,
pick
dude?
him
You
up."
don't want to read about them in the paper
Exactly.
getting scooped up with
Yep.
a shovel though, neither, man.
And-
You know what I mean?
if I don't like them, maybe they'll run over somebody I do like. So I still gotta go pick them up.
Yeah. I'm getting too old to the point where like if I drink, I'm out for 5 days after that.
Yeah,
You got to put me on injured reserve.
I had what? I went to a wedding yesterday, and then went to Starport afterwards, and I had like 6 beers over the course of about 10 hours.
Okay.
And I woke up this morning with a headache.
Really?
And I drank like 3 bottles
And
of
you
water.
even paced yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I just turned 33. Just the older I get, the less I can handle it.
I had enough fun, like,
just can't do it.
whenever I was younger, because, like, what we would do whenever we were kids is, like, we would get fake IDs whenever we were, like, 15, 16, and then we would come down here to Morgantown and just run amok, you know? So we did that shit, you know, growing up, and it was always, like, party, 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 party. Then, oh, shit, I got kids, and I got a family now. Like, it's time to settle down.
Yeah.
And, I don't know, I like it better now, you know what I mean? Like, I feel more reserved going out to a show, you know what I mean? Like if I do like, and my drum machine's set up to where I can do live beats at a show. Like I'll do, Jerry Cowell, he set up a couple different shows. He has me do like a live cipher to open up the shows and stuff. So we got some MCs that'll come out and freestyle while I'm doing a beat live on my drum machine. So like that, you know, I want to stay straight for that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But like, yeah, man, just not too, you know, I've got those days out, you know, and time to help other people out that ain't, that want to, I just don't want to see them get DUIs or nothing like that. So
or worse.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the heck with all that.
We actually, after about a year of my band playing out, we decided that like it was so bad between our drummer and our old singer that like we had to put in a 1 beer rule before we play. It's like afterwards, go ahead,
go at it.
But
yeah.
it was the point to where like neither of them could function.
Oh my god!
Like,
and you're in a whole like everybody got to. How the hell does that even work? If one person gets off tempo,
oh, especially the drummer.
Yeah, right.
And we play to a click track, so if he gets off, because we play to like some backing tracks, it's what throws everything off.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so like if he gets off, the whole thing's messed up. So
it's not like a porn shoot.
No.
He was telling me before we came here, he said, bro, you're one-liners. It is off the
He
chest.
just wants to eat his gummy bears over there.
Yeah.
Making a ruckus.
Yeah, if everybody's listening, he keeps looking over at me like I'm going to yell at him. So he's like, I
very,
can't do it.
very carefully opening his gummy bears so we can't hear it on the mic.
Hey, it's called consideration.
Go for it, man.
He's in sniper
Don't say
training
that. I got
right
Cheetos
now.
right here.
He's got Cheetos, and man, after this recording goes off, he's going to go hard.
Yeah.
And I will say this, like, the hip hop community is like one of the most tight knit communities
Very.
music wise, but almost every hip hop artist we have in here either keeps their cell phone on or makes a bunch of noise or bangs on the table. It's like, I don't know what it is with you guys. Like every hip hop artist is doing something, drinking a beer, squeezing the can. It's like,
We have no
what you
respect
doing?
for anybody.
It's like, I'm gonna start showing up to the studio while you guys were recording and eating a bag of gummy
Hey.
bears. Like,
We run it like we own the place, man. Like whenever we were on our way here, I had to drive through a parking lot that they had like cordoned off, and I just drove right through the yellow tape because I was like, "Fuck it, I need to get where I'm going." I'm not circling it back around, going around another street. I'm driving like I own it.
I mean, in all fairness, it's not closing the road if you leave a spot wide.
Yeah, there was.
I mean, if the car can make it through, then you can make
Dude,
it
and there was
Obviously, it was
barely
meant to be.
enough space, but I did it, dude. And I don't even think I like messed anything up because I would have got out and fixed it.
That just
you know?
means bigger cars aren't allowed through.
That's the thing we used to do whenever I lived in Buchanan right after high school. The city would leave their like road closed, like the big barricades out, like the wooden ones.
Oh.
So we'd find somebody, and it'd be like late at night, and we'd find somebody that's just driving around the college down at Wesleyan, and we'd block off the road so they'd have to turn around. Well, we had somebody else posted up on the other end that would block off that road, and we'd like make them drive like this weird way, and then we'd just like sit there at the end and just, dude, people were so mad.
That's-
so fucking mad.
That's good shit.
Yeah. We
You
used
know
to-
what? People don't pull good pranks like that anymore.
Yeah.
There was a guy, I forget even who it was. They were telling me that their dad has a megaphone. He downloaded the ice cream truck music and played it, and all the neighborhood kids are running around like, where the hell's the ice
It's
cream
like the
truck?
Pied Piper.
Yeah, dude.
That's
25
just cruel,
kids
man. I'd be
disappear.
running out too,
Hey,
man. I
we
miss
might have
ice
to
cream
cut
truck.
that. We might have to cut that before R. Kelly hears that.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Oh shit!
Hey, you know what though? There is some ice cream. There is some ice cream that only the ice cream man can get. Like there's this Jolly Rancher stuff that they don't sell in stores. Like, dude, I was like, who's your plug? Like, how do I get plugged in with
Who's your
this?
supplier?
'Cause I love this Jolly Rancher, and I don't want to fucking have to find you. Like, because he's
Yeah.
one of them drive around ice cream guys that. You know, they probably sell drugs out of the truck too. Like, I mean, that damn truck's all beat up and shit.
Ice cream.
Here's my card if you need anybody to mix your ice cream music.
There we go. Right? But, yeah, crazy.
So-
I don't even know how the hell we even got on that subject,
know.
bro.
That's how it goes.
Yep.
If I ever
That
hear
is.
We shoot-
any
shoot
ice
from the
cream
hip.
trap,
And I'm a
Your
talker, dude. Like I can go off. I wonder too. Like my girl always kept like she always has to go outside looking for me and shit because I just wander off. If I see people, I live right across from the fire department, you know, so I see like the dudes up there like working on the roof. So I'm over there like telling them, "Oh, don't you fall, her," you know, taunting them. And she's like, "Well, where the hell is he at? 'Cause we're supposed to be leaving for a family function." I'm over here pissing around at the fire hall and watch one of them actually fall off the roof, and I'm sitting there taunting them.
That'd be a good look.
Yeah, right.
dude, this dude's fucking Snapchats are
Yeah, I'm off the
Just
chain
fuckery.
all day.
Just straight
I would like
fuckery.
make fun of like the because dude, like I live in a small town. Like there's like 200. You know, everybody knows everybody, but
Yeah.
there's like all these just random fucking meth heads that pop up. I'm like, dude, who is this guy? Like I
Yeah.
saw a guy the other day. He looked like he had like long. He looked like one of the Hardy Boys. So I was like, yeah, he's going home. He's going to go jump off the top rope. I just screw
Fucking
around.
harasses me at work and shit.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
My pocket will just go boom, 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 boom. I was like, fuck, man. Look, nothing but his ass with his
yeah.
fucking snaps.
I like to have a lot of fun. Like a lot of people would probably think like I'm a lot more of a serious person because like, you know, like whenever you like, think of a musician, you're like, oh, you think of a serious guy. He's serious about his shit. But nah, man, like I have fun.
Oh,
Like
you got to,
I'm a
yeah.
funny guy. You know, hell, you guys worked at where I did before. You remember my laugh, you know what I mean? So like, yeah.
That used to be the running joke is if you know when Elliot's here, because
Right.
You can hear when he's laughing.
That is true too. Some of my laughs are probably still echoing in that building. Oh shit.
God, what a. I won't even. Talk
Yeah,
about
let's
it.
just not even get
Nah.
it.
We don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to promote
Ruin the whole
negativity.
mood.
Yeah. But yeah, man, now like I feel a lot of good. And dude, like I appreciate that you guys do what you do as well, helping out the local person. You know. Just even talk, you know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
gives, because as an artist, like you don't really want to just share music. Like people want to know, like really what you're like outside of the music life. And I think just like them hearing what you got to say on a podcast, like you know what I mean, hearing what that person, where they're from, what their background is, like you might understand a little bit more about what's actually being told in
Yeah.
their music. You know,
And
So,
that can
like,
build fans. Someone
Oh.
might not like your genre of music, but hey,
Yeah.
I kind of like that guy. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
dude.
pull for him. I'll follow him on Facebook.
We've had a lot of people actually like that. Like a lot of people that don't look like your typical hip hop supporter. Because me and Jacob, man, we make different type of music, and me and him, we make it different. Like it's a different style. I don't know. It's kind of like they bring out different styles of production in me, you know. And I, and like people really even thought I was crazy. Like last year, I made a good bit of money from selling beats online, but like I was getting more into like what the new wave was because that was what was selling. I got kind of away from really what I enjoyed about it. I mean, like hell, just one dude down in Houston, Texas, bought like $1,500 worth of beats off me.
Oh, wow.
And he hit me up the other day. He said, dude, I just wanted to buy them up so nobody bought them. Right? He said, I ain't wrote shit to him yet. And I was like, well, I ain't worried about it. You bought the beat off me.
Yeah.
So, like, I can't be mad. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He's just waiting for the perfect time, you know?
I've got all kind of beats you can procrastinate with.
Yeah, if you want to pay me that. Dude, he was paying $100, $150 a pop. You know
wow.
what I mean? And,
Yeah.
like, I mean, hey, I don't really care where he's getting the money from. Plus, he had a whole crew of people that started buying beats off me.
Oh, nice.
So, like,
Yeah,
I made nice money, but I really wasn't really feeling it. You know what I mean? Where I was going at that point. So, like, I kind of got back to my basics. You know what I mean? And, like, I don't know, investing in these people locally, man. Like, I'm trying to work more and more with, like, you know, I want to. I'd like to see, in my eyes, every album from a top person in this area at least need to have one beat on their album from me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If they do that genre, you know, some
Yeah.
might. It just might not be their thing, and that's cool, man. I still support them. You know.
So how do people get in contact with you if they want to work with you?
If they want to work with me, they can. There's multiple ways.
Go down to the local fire hall.
You go down to the local fire hall, see if I'm
He's the
harassing
guy
your
harassing
firefighters.
everybody.
No, they can follow me. My main form where I really do the most work at, probably on my Instagram. That's where I started getting the most traction, and that's where I post the most and also answer the most. So, like my Instagram, it's spelled Sarkaztik1. It's SARKAZTIK1. And I mean, I got like Twitter and stuff like that. I'm on Facebook. My Facebook's Ell The Sarkaztik1, and my Twitter is just Sarkaztik1, I think. But like for the most part, Instagram's where it's at. I once once Jacob gets back around, we start with the website because I think I want to take my Beat Store away from the BeatStars. I want to have that in the back end, but like once we get Archaic is what the LLC is going to be called, and so I want to get it all filtered through an actual website on there.
Okay. Yeah.
And still have like BeatStars doing the back end shit, like the, you know what I mean?
contract stuff.
The contract
Yeah.
stuff and all that. Just because it's like, it's just very, it's starting to get like, there's so many producers on there, it's starting to get pretty flushed out, you know what I mean? Same thing as YouTube too. I'm having, you know, I've had trouble getting the traction on YouTube, but you know, the Instagram is where it's at. And also follow the Producers Corner too, man, because like they got like some dope shit with the beat battles and stuff like that, and also like anything Jordan Clan, like, you know, Eric, like with all the things that he's opened up for me, like he's, you know what I mean, like him and his whole crew, that's kind of like who I really surround myself with. You know, I mean, like, heck, they were just doing a video shoot for Kwai the other day, and they were like, hey, man, I was like, dude, I'm more than happy to help out with whatever. Like, you help me with so much stuff, so, yeah, of course, I'll help. You don't even have to, dude, you don't even have to pay me. Like, I don't care, man. I just want to help, you know what I mean? You've opened all those doors. I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for him and, you know, some of these, you know, Bastard Wolf and Jacob and all those guys on my team, man. Like, they've helped me get skyrocket. Like, I don't know, this dude calls me a super producer, and I'm like, I don't know if I can really say I'm at that level yet, huh?
I'll just keep whispering it in the ear. Too.
Yeah.
Do you talk sweet nothings to him while he's producing?
Oh yeah, you know. Right when he gets into the beat, just be like, you can do it.
Facts. He's not lying there. He is not lying.
So,
Guys, got anything else you producing nerds need to talk about? It got out of hand with your EQ levels and stuff. I was not keeping up.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The nerd, hey,
Yeah.
Split then.
the nerds that know, they'll know what's
They'll know.
up
Yeah,
whenever
they'll
they
know.
hear about it. You know?
Yeah,
They'll
yeah.
know.
People. Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to go over before we wrap it up?
Nah,
We're gonna
man,
rip
I'm
into
good.
these Cheetos.
Dude, like, we covered a lot of different stuff, man. Like, if I mean, I'm all out. You see how I am. I could
yeah.
probably do, like, honestly, we could probably do a whole other interview months down the road again. We could probably not even touch anything that I've touched on
yeah.
today. I talk so much shit.
Maybe we're actually just now getting to the point where we're starting to bring people back in after a year.
Yeah, I'd like to do something maybe like
yeah.
a year down the road, see where I'm at progress-wise and stuff, because, like, I keep building, and I just keep trying to get better. And also, like, before I do, like, I think I'm at the stage, like, because, like, we got these dudes that are, you know, like Chandler, you know what I mean? We got these dudes that are pretty built into the local fabric now that I think the next move for me after we get our LP and album done and stuff like that is I'm going to start looking for some younger artists that I can mold. You know, maybe if they're in an area where they could be like impact, you know, somebody that could probably be like, hey man, let's get you in the studio away from all these, you know, this shit with drugs or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
try to look for something like that, see if I can help better, you know, somebody's life in that aspect.
yeah.
I think that's the next thing for me. And then, you know, just keep on working. I'll probably have another album out with Jacob by the time we figure that all out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
We'll go ahead and send out the email now because
right. Oh, hell yeah. Love it. Yep.
Oh, while we have y'all's attention, go out, check out Long Nights in L.A. by Oris Jacob. Shit's fire. I guarantee you motherfuckers gonna like it.
It tells a whole journey. The whole album it's like a whole
Journey.
journey. It really is.
Dude's just
yeah.
cinematic in general.
It's not just like I hear a lot of music that's just a whole bunch of shit just thrown onto a tape, but this is a musical
So I figure
journey
you've been
in
listening to
itself.
my band.
That was good, man. That was good. You caught me there. All
So
right.
We appreciate you guys coming out.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so
for your
much.
time.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.